You're seeing my. Okay.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do now, because sometimes it will kind of jam up, I'm going to close off or turn off my video so that you can see it full screen. Okay, so again, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you again for allowing me a few moments of your time. It won't take long. The presentation this afternoon will provide information on how small businesses can access funding to improve the air quality and energy performance in their buildings and help them save money long term. We're hoping that you'll share this information with as many small businesses as possible, or if you happen to be a small business, to be able to take advantage of the program. The agenda will cover a brief background on the Board of Public Utilities and New Jersey's clean energy portfolio of programs. The presentation, again, is designed to show how the Women and Minority-Owned Small Business Stimulus Grant can help businesses improve air quality and ventilation, plus conserve water. We're all concerned about COVID and the environment, so participation in the stimulus can help provide a safer, healthier work environment for customers and employees. And saving money is an added bonus, we're hoping. For a bit of background.
Cheryl, I'm sorry, I don't know if the slides are advancing because they're not advancing for us.
They're not advancing for you?
No, we're still on the opening slide.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. I apologize. Are you seeing the agenda?
No, it just has.
Okay. Okay.
There's the first slide with the little B on it.
Let's try this again.
Johnny suggested it's because we're in presenter view. Oh, it changed.
You're seeing the agenda now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back a little bit. Again, the agenda is just going to cover how women and minority-owned small businesses can improve the air quality and ventilation. Because of COVID, we're hoping that the stimulus can provide a safer and healthier work environment for customers and employees. Okay, let's see. Is it advancing now?
No.
No? Let's see. Okay. How about now?
Yes.
I'm sorry about that item. I was having trouble. I was trying to figure it out before it came on. So for a bit of background, New Jersey's Clean Energy Program is administered by the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. And the BPU is the agency that oversees all regulated utilities while addressing consumer protection and energy reform. So funding for New Jersey's Clean Energy Program is provided through the societal benefits charge that ratepayers like you and I will find on our investor-owned utility bill. So whether it's state or federal grant funds, the goal of New Jersey Clean Energy incentive programs is to have a positive impact on the environment and help residents and business owners save money and energy, all while lowering emissions and helping the state to meet its goal of 100% clean energy by 2050. On this slide, we just want you to know that the Clean Energy Program includes many buckets of programs, such as renewable energy, specialized energy efficiency programs, commercial and industrial, and residential programs that might also.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry it didn't.
No.
It didn't do it again.
Oh my God. Well, I don't know why it's. I don't know why it's going off. I'm so sorry. Have to go back and forth. So again, here we just wanted to show you that there's many buckets of programs with the New Jersey Clean Energy Program. But the Women and Minority Stimulus Program is offered through the commercial and industrial bucket of the portfolio. And we have it starred there on the middle of the screen. Hopefully we're seeing this. So I'm going to have to switch back and forth, so bear with me. I apologize. It was in October of 2021 that the school business I don't know. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my computer all of a sudden is going back and forth.
It says School and Small Business EE Stimulus Program.
Okay, so I'm on the right slide. So here I just want you to know that in October of 2021, the School and Small Business Stimulus Program was funded with $180 million in federal monies through the American Rescue Plan. In New Jersey, the funds have been allocated to improve and bring up to modern standards the airflow and ventilation, as well as water conservation of New Jersey schools and women and minority-owned small businesses, especially those located in underserved communities. So we do want to stress that this is a positive outcome and response to the continued COVID concerns that all of us are still living with, and to keep kids in schools and to keep businesses open. That's the main objective. So bear with me on back and forth. Okay, the Small Business Stimulus Program, it has two different applications. We want to show you that there's an application for HVAC components that improve ventilation and air quality, and a separate application for replacing non-compliant plumbing fixtures and appliances. With the HVAC program, it has two pathways, and one is for the customer or business to maintain, repair, and or upgrade an existing HVAC system, and the other program is to replace or install a brand new one. The second application under the stimulus is for plumbing and appliances, and we've listed the specific types of appliances and fixtures that are eligible under the program. They're listed there on the table on the right. For eligibility, okay, a minute. From the $180 million in funds, a portion was set aside for women and minority-owned small businesses. So to be eligible, you'll need to meet the criteria that we've listed on the slide, but most importantly, you must be certified as a woman or minority-owned small business by the state of New Jersey. But if a business is not certified at the time, it's a free process, and submitting the application, it's very brief. And I did highlight the link to the state on the screen there. We do want you to know that there's plenty of money for women and minority-owned small businesses for both of the programs, the HVAC and the plumbing, but we do like to stress that the funds are available on a first come, first served basis. So any small business, or if you're a business, that you need to apply just as soon as possible before the funds run out. Okay, for incentives. The grant, it does cover up to 75% of the cost to upgrade or replace the HVAC ventilation system, and for the plumbing fixtures and appliances. For the remaining 25%, that we do ask you to contact your local utility company and find out about available programs offered through them. For the women and minority-owned small businesses, the incentive caps are divided into two tiers. If you're in a town with under 50,000 residents, the cap is $500,000 combined for the HVAC and for the plumbing. And a business in the town with more than 50,000 residents, the cap increases to $500,000 for both for the HVAC and for the plumbing. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, for incentives, resume that for you. I do apologize. I don't know why all of a sudden my system wants to go back and forth. Okay, the application process. There's no initial outlay of money to submit your application, so we do want to stress that. It's of course free to submit your application, but you will need to first inquire with the local utility company about rebates for the project, and then to come to the small business stimulus and apply with us. We can assist you with obtaining any qualified personnel that you're going to need to conduct your necessary assessments, such as testing, adjusting, and balancing technicians, and certified auditors. So if you don't have one on staff or don't know of one, we certainly can supply you with information about those personnel. Keep in mind that the stimulus we're hoping provides long-term savings to the business. After the COVID crisis is over, your business will be able to save money in the long term by doing less repairs and maintenance on older, inefficient equipment and systems. So we just want to bring that to your attention. So in terms of payment for the HVAC, if you're doing maintenance to your HVAC system, the business, after you've inquired with your local utility and submit your application to us, given a guesstimate of how much your project is going to cost, you're going to receive a preliminary approval letter from us. And then you'll get in touch with your testing and adjusting and balancing technician and certified energy auditor to create an assessment with a scope of work. Okay, that does require some upfront money. However, that is reimbursed when your first payment is granted and after you've submitted your assessment report. So you'll get that first payment. The other 50% will be issued at the completion of your project and once you've submitted a verification report. Eligible costs, the assessment and verification costs are included, but outside consultant fees and pre-purchased equipment, they are not eligible. Okay. Sorry. If you are using that. If you are replacing your system under the HVAC, your first payment is issued once the cost estimates are verified and the assessment report is submitted. The second payment is issued after your equipment has been purchased and your invoices are submitted to us. And your final payment is issued once the work is complete and your verification report has been submitted to us. For plumbing, for the plumbing and appliance, if you're going to be swapping out old inefficient appliances and fixtures, then the application process, it's very similar to the HVAC application. You're going to inquire with your local utility about rebates for your water conserving appliances before you apply to us. And then you'll get a confirmation from us with your scope of work, and then you can just go ahead and proceed with your project. Payment for the plumbing, appliance and fixtures stimulus grant is paid at 100% at the completion of your project. Here, we just like to highlight that the Newark Board of Education had taken advantage of our successful launch of the program. And what they did, they were awarded $180 million to upgrade outdated and inefficient plumbing in 56 of their schools. We are currently working on providing a highlight for a small business or a women-owned business, but that takes a little time, but that's going to be available soon so that we can show you how women and minority-owned small businesses are taking advantage and saving money. So again, it's all about saving money and making the business safe and healthy for the owner, the employees, and the customers. We just want you to know that there is a the Clean Energy has a learning center. It is a great resource for information about New Jersey clean energy programs. You can find program overviews in video format, as well as some of our past webinars that we have presented. And here I just want to say thank you and provide you with my contact information in case anyone is interested in the Women and Minority Owned Small Business Stimulus Grant Program. You can certainly contact me and I'd be happy to provide you with additional details and information. But that concludes my presentation. Again, I apologize for the kind of mix up here. But anyway, I thank you again so much for the time. And if you have any questions, feel free.
Thank you, Cheryl. I love that little B, not gonna lie. I had a question because y'all know me, right? I don't know how not to have questions.
Sure.
Cheryl, if you can stop sharing your screen and everybody can come back on.
Okay, sorry about that.
Back on screen. We can re-engage.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
I think it's a great program. Of course, as a registered WMBE myself, I'm like, man, can I get some of that here in my home/office? So, but the outreach, that's really the question that I had. Outreach to the businesses, what are the ways in which you're doing the outreach other than like events like this, sort of on the ground for business people who are at work right now for their business?
Okay. First, Nicole, just to let you and everyone else know, home businesses are not eligible for the stimulus. So what we do, because sometimes we'll contact a home business not knowing that they're home business. So we do direct them right to their local utility company and let them know that they often have, like PSE&G has HVAC rebates and incentives. So we direct the home business to their local utility. Outreach, actually today I was actually canvassing in Newark on Halsey Street, Broad Street, Washington Street. So now we're starting to reach out, kind of knock doors, because we were doing calling campaigns and we've got some response. But the schools were the biggest responders so far for the HVAC and plumbing. And for schools, the HVAC monies, the pot of money for them has been exhausted, but there is still plumbing and HVAC money available for women and minority-owned small business. So both of those buckets of money are available. But we are doing lots of calling campaigns, presentations to different organizations. A lot of the chambers of commerce will attend and speak before them. So we're just trying to get the word out, and now our phase is knocking doors. We're doing the actual foot traffic to small businesses in our respective areas. I have Newark, I have Essex County, Warren County, Union County. So we're going to be reaching out with the foot traffic starting today.
I saw Cynthia had her hand up.
Yeah, I put it up because my question was probably similar to Nicole's. My business is my home. I have a honey business. But the other thing is, if you don't own your building, like most people don't, you're a renter. How does this work? How does that apply?
Your renters and those that are leasing space in a building, they're still eligible to apply. The only thing you'll need to do is to get a letter of authorization from your landlord, allowing that stimulus project to take place. So renters and leasers are eligible.
So it seems very similar to the home program, you know, when they sort of, they come in, they do the assessment and let you know what you're eligible for. And, you know, on the one hand, I guess with the rebates, you could replace them and do the rebates. But then if they have somebody and a technician come in, then that happens through their sort of internal system, their setup, their internal setup, whoever the energy provider is.
Okay, I'm sorry, Nicole, what was your question?
Yes, it was just like, it's similar to the
similar,
home,
yes.
In how it's executed.
Yeah, it's similar. You just have to meet the requirements for as a woman or minority owned small business, which is being independently owned and operated, have annual gross revenue no more than $12 million, certified by the state, and have 100 or less employees. So as long as you meet those qualifications, you'll apply to us, you make application to us. we have an actual program team that reviews the application. So once the outreach team, which I'm part of, which we go out and find interested small businesses, we can get you started on your application if you have any questions for that. But once you've submitted your application, our program team reviews that. And if there's any clarification or any other outstanding information that's needed, then they're in touch with you right away. So there is someone there to hold your hand if need be to take you through the process.
Okay. Natalie?
I think it was slide 4 where you had sort of how this program nests with all the other clean energy programs. I'm curious, and we can like only focus on this, but I'm curious if there's a navigator function to help someone who's interested in energy efficiency improvement sort of know where to start relative to the various programs that BPU offers.
Certainly, I can put in the chat the link to the actual small business stimulus program. It has all of the information there. The program guides for the HVAC and for plumbing is there. It has frequently asked questions that are available, access to qualified personnel if you needed, say, the tab technician or the certified energy auditor. So the actual website and the guides, they take you through the process step by step. But if you needed, if you had any questions, give us a call and we can walk you through it and bring up the screen and take you right through.
And that's specifically for this stimulus funded program?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my question was above the stimulus funded program, because I think you had 3 columns and one had a star, and in each of those columns there were like 5 or 6 things listed, which means that there are other funded programs that help people. And I'm curious if if there's a resource that helps people figure out what they're eligible for, not just that specific grant program. Right,
on that website, it lists all of our programs. So I can really put the in the chat, the website, which will take you in all different directions and will give you background on all of the programs that are available.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the problem, is that it's a lot of information. So I just wondered if there was a navigator function.
I wouldn't say there's a navigator function other than just functioning through the website. But if you had if you needed assistance, again, we have the outreach team and the program.
Okay, that's helpful. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem there.
I see. One other question. Just to wrap us up, if no one else has a question, I don't see any other hands. How can the green team, you're one person to have such a wide area, how can the green team support getting this information out? Of course, we're made up of different organizations that we can share, but are there any particular materials that you can send, or what other ideas do you have for how the green team can support getting the word out?
Well, right now we do have materials. I can certainly email you materials that you can share. We have newsletter information in case you have a newsletter, or any of the organizations that are affiliated with the green team have a newsletter. So we're asking that be posted in the newsletter. We have a flyer. We have 2 flyers. We've kind of condensed it to make one much simpler. And we have one that gives all the explanation and links to our website where you can get additional information. So right now we're really just trying to touch base with chambers, green teams, and asking to present to your members and your associates just to get the word out. We do have materials that I could send to you that you can disseminate, hopefully, or share or post, and hopefully put in any newsletters that you are affiliated with.
Awesome. Any other questions for Sheryl? Seeing none. All right. Thank you so much.